Marcus Rashford. Oh, glorious! That is a special one.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the United Hour. I am your host, Devin, and with me today I have got Zahir and Kes. Gentlemen, good evening. How are you? How are you all doing tonight?
Greetings, and not so good.
Something just occurred to me. Declan Rice actually won a trophy before Kane.
Yeah, well, I guess we could start the show with that. Congrats, West Ham. Their first piece of silverware since 1980, since the 1980 FA Cup, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I say that as if I was alive in 1980. Yeah, yeah, their first piece of silverware.
Yeah, I was.
What happened?
Well,
what happened
first, let's put it this way: they have won a European trophy before City, Arsenal, and Spurs.
Welcome to the panel as well, the man Jonathan. Jonathan, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, guys. What's up? I'm good.
Yeah, I was just
Morning.
into the show talking about West Ham winning a European trophy today. Jarrod Bowen scoring the winner in the 90th minute.
Well, they won more than Arsenal, so we gotta get them a round of applause.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
The European trophy brought a lot of teams.
Jarrod Bowen scores a 90th minute winner, while our captain scores 90th minute own goals.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the show now.
Mm-hmm.
So the way how it goes now is
That was a tight game.
Shaikh Jassim has submitted. I know I spelled Sheik wrong there. Spelled submitted his final bid for the club now, and I just want to read this out to everybody right now. Shaikh Jassim has submitted a fifth bid to buy Manchester United with clear indication: take it or leave it. There will be no more bids from Qatari Group after this Friday. Jassim will no longer engage with the process. This is also due to transfer window set to begin, as Shaikh Jassim wants to be ready to invest on the team soon. As has been the case since day one, the bid is for 100% of the club, is fully cash and transactionally simple, will clear all debts of the club completely, and has separate additional funding purely for the club's ongoing player infrastructure and other investment needs. It's up to the Glazers as talks continue with Ineos Group. Sir Jim Ratcliffe insists to buy Man United.
Right, wait for the sun.
Yeah, he lay all the cards on the table, right?
Yeah.
And that depending on what answer happening Friday, it is going to show that the Glazers they never intended to sell to begin with, because this not supposed to be prolonging so long, right? Went through 3 rounds of bid, you still get a fourth and a fifth bid, right? I would not, if he can get no response by Friday, walk away, right? And I'm telling you, Glazers gonna feel the full wrath of Man United fans.
Yes, I'm sorry. And good evening, and also we have another guest coming in the panel soon as well. But Zahir,
that whole thing just frustrated us for the longest while.
It is.
I try to understand the same thing.
Hey guys.
I think he links second.
Listen, this is just classic Glazeronomics, right? They want to have their cake, lick all the frosting off the top, eat it, wipe the crumbs off the plate, and then wipe we face in the end. Because that's what they're trying to do, right? Because the man has made a world record bid for a sports franchise, for a sports club, for a sports entity, whatever you want to call it. Forbes recently valued us at just around 4 billion, right? The man going more than, well, almost 2 billion more than the valuation of the club. But because the other person in the mix is willing to allow them to stay and continue getting money from this club somehow, they will go that way, right? I've been very frank and very honest here, as I was telling Devon earlier. If this was me, scruples be damned, I would find a way to get Jassim on the phone and for Jassim to get Radcliffe on the phone and say, hey, here's what, partner. How much you willing to buy the club for? 3 billion. I giving you that cash to walk away.
Yeah.
And when he walks away, then you go to the Glazers and tell them, I ain't paying you a cent more than what Forbes value the club at. Take it or leave it. When he walks away, they have no choice but to take it. Now, we know that is wrong on so many levels, business wise, morally, ethically. But to be quite honest, I would do that just to get rid of them. Because if they go ahead and vex the Sheik, watch what's going to happen, right? He would turn around and buy West Ham. I mean, he might have name them Middle Eastern something because Ham can be in the name of anything Arab,
Mm.
right? But pun intended. But next thing you know, the man really turn around and do something like that, and we would be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, this will definitely be one that come Friday. I guess tomorrow will definitely be a very tense day for all United fans trying to figure out what's going to happen, and Friday will be even worse. But
Yeah.
I think that I speak on behalf of all United fans when I say that Friday cannot come here any sooner. We can finally, well, hopefully, get an end to this saga and figure out what is going to happen with the future of Manchester United.
Mm.
So, good afternoon. I just want to really say good afternoon to a couple people now. Good afternoon to Dixie Ann. Good afternoon to Courtney. Good afternoon to Mr. Martin Phillip, as always.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So I know we had a couple more people in the chat earlier as well too, but I do want to get into this topic right now. This one will be this part of the show now. It could turn into a little bit of a debate on this one, but this one we're not looking necessarily on who will win. We just want to hear what side of the spectrum that you are on with this, and then just to a little bit speak on why you are on that side. So without further ado, what should Man United do with David De Gea? David De Gea is an absolute club legend. As of, well, he's a free agent right now, but officially up until a little while ago, he was the only remaining player in the side to have actually won a Premier League title with Man United. The other player was Phil Jones, but he left a little bit earlier on. So he's the only one that knows what it's like to win a title. He was player of the season. How many seasons in a row now? Was it 3 seasons in a row? I think it was something like that. He has pulled us out of so many games. He's been the reason. There were quite a few seasons where we only finished in positions that we did because of him. Absolute legend in the club that can never be taken away from him. Unfortunately, lately he's been known for a couple of high-profile errors, especially when it comes to his footwork and his distribution as well too. So this one is going to be a very interesting topic. So let's start it this way right now. Is there anybody right now that is in the camp of David De Gea in? Wait, hold on. Well, before we get to that, welcome back to the panel, Jonathan. So Jonathan, you're coming in at
Sorry about that. I think it was my internet giving some problem.
no problem. But what I was saying before is we're discussing right now what Man United should do with David De Gea, and so it's right now whether you think he should stay or go, and explain your reason and why. So without further ado, I am going to start first on this one.
Who first?
You.
Oh. All right. Being honest, I don't want him to go. I want him to be there, probably as a backup goalkeeper, right? Because You are United legend. Yeah. We'll give you that. Right? You win that Golden Glove this season, not because of your skill, but because of the defense that was in front of you. I will always say that. Right? Them blunders, but isn't all right. Keepers will make mistakes. But you see the way that Tenag wants to play, the player from the back, you're seeing that. And even in that FA Cup final, that distribution, my God. Just give back, just get them the ball. Just get them the ball. That is all. Right? And you have two young goalkeepers who will be future stars for whatever club they go to. Right? Available. You're not going to get that anytime soon again. You see Raya and Diogo Costa, right? Them is a steal waiting to happen right now. You can't let her go. And them, Raya in all of Europe has the most shot blocking percentage, right? Diogo Costa is very, very good with his feet, right? So you can't let this opportunity pass you by, right? I hope he stays, but I mean, to get to well, the reports are a bid from this Saudi Arabia of 100 million. I hear he looking to turn it down to stay. So let me see how that goes. He is yet to sign his contract extension though.
So before we move on now to Zahir, I just want to go through a couple of comments right now. Courtney is saying that he wants David De Gea to stay, but he has to be the number two. He's also saying that he has to want to take a reduced role. Good evening to Jamal. Jamal is saying David out as the number one. Dixian is saying that he needs to be relegated to the number two spot or go completely. Jamal is also mentioning his distribution in the FA Cup final that was atrocious. And he's also giving a list of keepers who would be of interest to him. Raya, Robert Sanchez, Diego Costa, or Andre Onana for him. Zahir, the floor is yours.
The fact that we do not know yet what's going on with our ownership is going to color my answer a lot. Right? I agree that we are at the point now where we need to look at moving on. Either have him as number two or move him on. However, there are reports that is stating that he wants a contract extension and is willing to take a significantly reduced salary. By significantly reduced, we're talking somewhere around almost up to 100 million, 100,000 less per week than what he's making now. And he's about 300 and something thousand a week right now.
375.
Right. So even if he says he's staying for 250, right, that gives us 125,000 pounds a week, which we could pay two players with, right? We need reinforcement at the front. We need reinforcement in the. We're hearing about so many others leaving. And if everybody who we suspect will leave does leave, goalkeeping becomes just one position that we have to strike. We don't know how much money we're going to have yet. We don't know who's going to own us. So before I say bye bye, David, out the door, or even number two, because if you relegate him to number two, right now we can't because Butland has left, right? Keaton isn't it. And I do not think that any of the new team goalkeepers are quite ready yet, right? As promising as they may be. And we hearing that Nottingham Forest is seriously interested in taking Dean Henderson on a permanent basis, right? Because if it is you're putting De Gea as number two for Dean Henderson to be one, I am sorry. I will stand up with De Gea outside Old Trafford and protect. That just can't happen. Not after the things he said about him. He's not supposed to come back to Manchester United. right? So I like all the options everybody has suggested, and any one of them would be fine. However, getting a keeper from the Premier League, which is Raya or Sanchez, we gonna have to pay through the A double snakes for one. Release clauses aside, right? The add-ons will add up because it's us and they're gonna shop us, right? So we gotta look probably outside. The other thing I start worrying about with the keeper situation is passing on the mantle to somebody who is ready to become a Premier League number one keeper. If he's going to be number two, then he has to play either cup competitions only or alternate in the league. And number two keeper to me means you're not playing in the Premier League. So you need somebody else who's gonna hold up over 38 games. One thing we could give David is longevity. The man don't break down, the man don't get injured, the man always fit. Other teams can't say the same thing about their first string keepers. And two of those options we've had there in recent seasons have missed time through injury. Raya and Sanchez. Those are my concerns. I would say if the man taking 100,000 less a week, thanks, brother. Stick around. But in that contract and in the negotiation, he has to know that the minute another viable option becomes available, you are either going to accept being number two or we will part ways.
So, Jonathan, it looks like your signal is as shaky as David De Gea's distribution. You hear it as
Cold,
well?
bro.
You hear it as well, Jonathan? Case in point. You see what I mean?
Because my internet.
Well, while we get Jonathan sorted out now, President Chad, good evening to President Chad. In the comments, he's asking now. Um, he's saying, why, if he's David De Gea, why should he stay and be number two? He's saying best thing for David is to go. Jonathan, it looks like we're seeing you now, so you can hear it. Can you hear us well, Jonathan?
He's saying yeah, but we are sticking. We not sticking. His internet sticking.
Well, let me let Jonathan get some time now to sort himself
Any
out.
anytime the gear go, then it's two goalkeepers we go hard again because right now Nottingham Forest want to pelt out money for Dean Henderson, but United will not let Dean Henderson go until the gear is sorted out.
Courtney's asking if Jonathan's working on dial-up. Yeah, what happened? Somebody called his line and he lost it. No, you remember that?
Let's play what's going on. Let's play what's going on with Jonathan, right? Jonathan working on the same fax line that no one Real Madrid wanted there.
Yeah, just having some baby problems. So. No internet issues here.
Good evening to Ashton, who's saying he agreed with Chad. Keepers don't stay to be number two. Clubs always buy a second string keeper. Well, I mean, I could argue that, sir, that we had somebody like that for quite a while who I would argue is probably he could have been started at a lot of clubs. If anybody remembers Sergio Romero.
Romero, yes.
So,
Yeah.
Arun, and on that note, I will bring the same question to you that we asked everybody else. What is your stance on David De Gea?
Yeah, so I think De Gea should adapt his game. I mean, he's going into the prime of his career. Goalkeepers' prime is normally from their 30s, 30 to 36. So I think he has a good time ahead of him. So it's just a matter of adjusting the way he plays, and I think he could teach De Gea new tricks. I also think it's hard to just to bypass a legendary club because in the years that United has been terrible, De Gea has been our shining star during the last 10 years. So I think it's important that we we recognize his loyalty. I mean, we keep him at the club, and we start him in games, and depending on how he plays, but he has to know that he has to be at his best, and if he's not playing well, he just moves on. into the second spot.
So it seems that everybody is pretty much in a consensus right now that if he stays, that he's not going to be the number one. It needs to be somebody else. My personal take on this, it's hard for me because he is my favorite player at the club. He's been my favorite player at the club since Wayne Rooney left. But with that being said, no player is bigger than the club. You need to think about what's best for the club. If he stays, he is not the number one anymore. So we need to bring it. Unfortunately, the game has changed. Now it's not just about shot stopping like as it used to be in the past. Now you actually have to be good with your feet. You have to have good distribution and whatnot. You're basically now an 11th outfielder who has to be able to be a shot stopper at the same time. Unfortunately for David De Gea, he is an excellent shot stopper. Probably, I would say the best in the Premier League at it, if not the best in the world at shot stopping. But he needs to have more to his game to adapt to the modern game. So, yeah, if he stays, he is a backup, in my opinion, a cup keeper or something along those lines. Now, moving on to our next topic right now, our next choice for a player right now, Donny van de Beek. So, Donny van de Beek, here's the question right now. Has his time at United been disappointing or a big fail? Is everybody ready to move him on? Are we saying he's unlucky? What is everybody's take on Donny van de Beek right now? This time, I will start with Arun first.
Yeah, I think Donny has been unlucky. He hasn't been able to play an extended time with Ten Hag, and I know Ten Hag liked his style of play while he was at Ajax. His time on loan at Everton, it wasn't anything inspiring. And then the games that he came back, I think he had a pretty good preseason, and he had a couple good cameos when he came on. But after he got injured, that was the end of it. I would like to give Donny one more season just to see what he's capable of if he's able to remain fit. If he's not able to remain fit, I think that is one of the problems that United has, in that some of our players don't remain fit throughout the season, and we move them on following it.
I agree with Aaron, right? But I wanna know what we're doing with Sabitzer first before.
They've already said they're not gonna sign him on a permanent basis.
All right, because it's just unlucky for Van der Beek, right? Because and as Aaron said, the games he played in before the big injury, you saw flashes of what he was at Ajax, right? And I say, okay, he looking like he coming into his own under Ten Hag, and then injury, right? I and all would give him at least till January next year, that window next year, right? To prove himself. Right?
Zahir?
Before I say anything, I just wanna before I chime in here, I just wanna ask Arun a quick question. Arun, that's your little work office at home?
Yeah, this is my office. And I have a painting of Sir Alex and
Wow, because I loving the pictures on the wall. So I'm now thinking, what an environment for your son to grow up in, boy. Wow, great job, Dad. Great
so I
job.
also have a painting of Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's turned against the wall. So I have it right here.
Yeah, we can leave it at
I wouldn't even look at it, but it's against the wall, behind the monitor, behind the laptop.
Don't worry.
Something
In time, I'm sure he'll be forgiven like Roy Keane was. So
Yeah. In terms of DVB, I lean towards Keston because the man has been really, really unlucky, right? And I want to see him really get an extended chance with Ten Hag to see what he can offer. Because I mean, I don't know if anybody else shares this opinion, but I thought, um, apart from the period where he was injured there, and then he's coming back not fully fit, and this is Ericsson I'm talking about now. I do think he has the guts in him to play every game over a 38 game stretch. I really don't think we'll get that. What we get out of Bruno, we can't get out of Ericsson. Bruno
Hello?
seems to be made out of something that just breaks down.
Yeah.
Hi, Jonathan. We
Bro,
hearing
why
you.
not hearing you, bro? I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
Mr. Dial-Up, we can hear you now. Hang on.
Yeah. So I need to see if Donny could be like the Ericsson for Bruno, or if Donny could actually give Bruno some downtime. And I would be willing to give him till January. But say we giving him till January means the manager had to have faith enough in the man. So the man has to shine in preseason and lockdown and starting role. Okay, can't say you're giving him till January and all he getting is a little Kobo sweat here and there. Not gonna make sense. And I think they're doing the right thing by giving the man the chance to rehabilitate, to recover and recuperate after his injury. And the club is taking care of him, which I think is the right thing for any player, right? So kudos to the club for that. And I would say, come on, Donny, prove it. We're giving it till January. Make it or break it.
And welcome to the panel right now, Mr. Robert. So,
Yeah.
Robert, good evening. I just want to
How
go
you
through a
doing?
couple comments before I go to you on this one.
All right.
So, Courtney is saying it's been
Bobby!
that his injury record is a problem. Jamal is saying that he does need to be moved on. Doesn't seem to fit the version of Ten Hag's tactics at United, as opposed to a style at Ajax, which I find weird because he brought that style to United. Good evening again. Ashton is saying Van de Beek needs to leave because there's no way Ten Hag is going to start him in front of Bruno, saying that he is very young and sitting on the bench will break his confidence. Courtney saying I'm Bruno, just Jonathan is saying he's here. Yeah, he's here in spirit.
Yeah.
So Robert, well, let me backtrack real quick. David De Gea, what's your opinion on David De Gea? Stay or go?
If you're getting a good replacement, back up. If not, you should stay. If not, you should stay.
So now, what about Donny Van de Beek now?
I think it's just time. I think it's not working out. I know he had injuries, which is very true, but I don't think that he would get enough chances to play this season. I don't think so. I think the best thing for him to do would be to leave, because I can't see him replacing Bruno, Ericsson, Fred. I think he's behind too many players right now. He is. So
There's a comment just now there that Bourne said, right? And that is exactly it, what I've been trying to say about what Ten Hag season Mount is the same role that Donny played in that Ajax team under Ten Hag is what Mount is coming to play.
Yeah, that's a very good point as well, Cass. My opinion on Donny is I think he's been very unlucky. Every single time he starts to show some form and looks good, he gets injured and something like that. Unfortunately, being fit is something in what makes you a good addition to the squad. And if you can't stay fit, it's very unfortunate. I don't have any problems with the guy at all. It's just that if you can't stay fit in this league, and it's a very tough league, a very long season, and at this point, I think it's best to cash in on him, get what you can. Potentially, I think maybe him going back to Ajax is probably what's best for everybody right now. I just
Agreed.
I wish him all the best. Don't have anything bad to say about him. Ajax comes to play United. He gets an ovation from me. Everything as well too, like that. Jonathan is saying, yeah, Donny's not that explosive anymore. He's saying that is unfortunate. We know he has a technical ability, but his fitness is a problem. Could not agree more with that comment. So now we have two more players to talk to this evening as well. And so let's start with the first one right now. Jadon Sancho, keep or sell? So Jadon Sancho has been at United now, let me see, two full seasons now. He joined in off of the Euro heartbreak, where of course he missed the penalty in the final. Haven't really seen a lot of glimpses of him. We know he had a lot of off the field issues as well. We have not seen the Jadon Sancho that was Jadon Sancho at Borussia Dortmund. It's been 2 seasons now. This one is a tough call right now, gentlemen. I will start with Robert first. What is your opinion on Jadon Sancho?
I don't know. It's very hard because he left Dortmund playing extremely well, and we all thought that he'd have come to us, and do something similar. But the thing is that I don't think his first year here was that good because under Oli it was very chop and change. There was all kind of awareness going on. There was all the drama behind the scenes, and I don't think he was able to really settle. And obviously you don't have Haaland in front of you because in Dortmund his role was to be two men cutting cross. Haaland was there to score. There was no Haaland for him really to to play off of. So I think that was a big thing for him to really kind of overcome. I think this season he has been to me he has been kind of underwhelming to me. He has had decent games, he has had okay games. He to me he hasn't had that breakout game as that now that game where you know, okay, right, yes, this is the guy who we saw from Dortmund. He hasn't had that game yet. And again, depends on who we buy this season. And to me, if he's also playing in his preferred position, then I think we might see something from him. But I would not sell him. To me, it makes no sense. He's still a very good player. There's still something in him, and I'm sure that Ten Hag will find a way to get that out of him. So to me, you I think we should start him on the right because that is where he was playing for Dortmund. And then let him and Anthony fight it out for that place. But I still keep him.
So Zahira, before we move on to you, I just want to go through some of the comments right now. Jeffrey feels very strong about selling Sancho. Martin Phillip is saying, keep Sancho. Every manager will want something different from players. He thinks another year with Ten Hag will work wonders. Jamal is saying, absolutely keep Jadon, but deploy him on the right as a split 10-8 with Bruno. He believes that he looks better on the right and in the 10 role, but he won't be able to displace Bruno. Jonathan is saying Sancho deserves one more season. If he flops, then, but he thinks he's good enough to keep. Zahir, floor is yours.
Okay, so here's how it goes. For me, the biggest advantage for him right now, the biggest thing going for him right now is his ability to play off either wing. He's the only one of the wingers I think that would really be able to function either left or right. Marcus is hopeless on the right. Garnacho would be hopeless on the right, and Anthony, we haven't tried him on the left yet to see if he would really make a note there. Right? So I would say this. I think we are all in agreement that one of our priorities this summer is a proper number 9, regardless of what name it ends up being. Right? Let us get a proper number 9 for the young man, and let us see if he starts to replicate what he was doing at Dortmund. If he can't do that after a proper number 9, so long, see ya, bye-bye. Because we have too many wingers. We still have to decide what we doing with Ahmad, what we doing with Philish, what we doing with Elanga. So we have those 3 guys there, right? If he wants to fight for the left-hand side, well, that's problem because playing him on the left means you're going to put Marcus Rashford at number 9, which does not work. I think we all in agreement that don't work either. So get a number 9 for the youth man, see if he can start to recreate it for one. If he can't do it, there's the door, buddy. Go wherever you want to go after.
All right, Arun.
Yeah, so the only problem that United has is that we have riches of inconsistent wingers, and Sancho is just one of them. I think he deserves one more season. I think 3 seasons is enough for a player to show what he's worth. If he's failed at the third season, then there's no question about moving him on. I mean, I'd just like to add that I've seen an article today where there seems to be rumors that United want to sell him back to Dortmund. So we'll see how that goes. But I think he deserves one more season. I think he is a player with a lot of potential, and he's shown it in some of the games where he shined. But he definitely he's been disappointing. So I say give him one more season and then see where we go.
Yes, talk to us now.
Last chance saloon. Simply put it. In last chance saloon. One more season. Right? My issue with Sancho like he couldn't be bothered to get back to help defend. Right? You see that almost every time he plays. When last Sancho play a full 90. Right? The rumors with Dortmund, I don't think is buy. I think they want him on loan. Right? We don't want to loan no more players. Well, unless is Amar and Pelestri. Right? But that is my whole issue with Sancho's attitude. And under Mourinho, he would have done get sold. Right? Because that was Mourinho's issue with Marshall. Marshall never liked to go back to defend. Right? That is my take.
Yeah, I will have to agree with that completely. I think he's got one more season now to prove his worth. That if that doesn't happen, then yeah, he's got to go, in my opinion. But now here's the next problem now, where it's like the dilemma that I see is if you don't sell him now and he flop, and we call it another season flop, his transfer value could diminish even more. And so the question is, do you cash in now while you can get what you can, or do you give him that chance to redeem himself? And so I personally think he's in the last chance saloon, like you said, Kes. Could not agree with it more with that. Just just for fun now, before I bring up our last topic now, let me just ask this question right now. Is there anybody that would like to see Anthony Martial stay at United?
Hell no.
It don't make sense because
hell
he is now the new Phil Jones.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense because even if
correct, that's the only thing you can say. You have to be staying to stay in Phil Hospital bed.
Yeah, I think Martial really he had a long time at the club, and we know that he's a player with a lot of potential. But I mean, we need players to play games during the season, not to miss more than 75% of the season. So I think there's no question about getting whatever we could get from him and moving.
no, it don't make sense because how old is he now? 26.
Yeah, about that.
Right. So to me, potential is gone. You had a chance of potential. Now is you are supposed to be in your prime years now. So to me, oh yeah. So I mean, and then two, you can't even play him as a backup striker because Martial has his issues. Unless he starts, he pouts, and he has his period, and so on and so forth. So it doesn't make sense.
All the more reason to go.
No,
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
And
I don't bring in two more. Like bring in, let's just say if you're gonna do it, you bring in Harry Kane and you bring in that guy on a free from Leon. Do that. And let's sell Martial.
And now to save the best for last now, because I just threw that out there just as a question, but there really was no debate on that one. Everybody said, yeah, bye. Now for the last one, I got to let this one scroll across now. Harry for Harry. So for those who have no idea what I am talking about with this, there are rumors right now that Tottenham are interested in Harry Kane. Sorry, excuse me, Harry Maguire, and we are interested in Harry Kane. The thought right now is that Spurs see that potentially as a way of trying to entice Harry Kane to stay a little while longer, potentially sign a contract extension. Meanwhile, we are looking at it as a way of potentially using Harry Maguire as a way, and cash as a way to get Harry Kane as well too. Gentlemen, what say you? Harry Kane, yay or nay, coming into the club?
Yeah,
50,
sorry, you go, Ken, you go.
50 or 60 million and Harry Maguire. You, you, you go get Harry Maguire. For Kane. Right? But I think it is Villa right now leading that race for Harry Maguire. Right? The new manager that's coming in into Tottenham, he plays a high line, and clearly Harry Maguire cannot play that. So we will see how that goes.
Yeah, so you see these paintings that I have here, I have a space for Harry Kane. Harry Kane is going to be the charioteer that has to bring a title, a Premier League title, back to Old Trafford. And if he does that to me, Harry Kane, he will break the English scoring record at United. And if he spends 5-6 years at United, he will end a United legend. I have dreamt of Harry Kane in a United red jersey. I can't wait. Harry Kane is a proper finisher in my eyes. I've watched the Premier League for the last 20 years, and he's one of the best number nines that I've seen in the Premiership. He's had his inconsistent August, but imagine that he has games in August that he doesn't score and then he comes back and scores as much as he does. So I
20
think
seasons, 20 plus.
I think once the season gets going, Harry gets in group. And to me, Harry Kane will be the best teacher for any rough diamond coming up. Be it Greenwood, be it Hoyland. I mean, I've looked at videos of Hoyland, and he seems to me to be a diamond in the rough, just like Greenwood.
Yep.
So I think there's so much to learn from Harry Kane, and I can't wait to see him in a United jersey.
Just now, I'm more excited about Hoyland than any other striker coming in.
Now,
That youth is a monster.
He's an exciting player, but I mean, in the videos I've seen, you can see that he's just like Greenwood. He has so much potential, but he's not as clinical, and I think there's so much to learn from a striker like Harry Kane. So with him, and I'm really hopeful that we get Greenwood back. I mean, we're talking about football here. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about people's emotions. We're talking about football, and to me, the man's a free man. And he deserves to earn in a career that he's done well. So I think bring Greenwood back, bring Hoyland, and Harry Kane is one of the best teachers they will ever have.
Yeah, you're cruel.
Honestly,
yeah.
honestly, I'm with Dix here because here's the thing: if Levy comes to me and if I go to him and ask for Harry Kane, and he tells me 120 million, and I say, well, I'm gonna add Maguire, then he's gonna say 150 million because we had to pay them to take Maguire, right?
Oh god. Hey.
But the Maguire part aside, the fact of the matter is, we, based on the players who have recently left the club and who are rumored to be leaving this, we will be in a position where we have to buy English at some point because we have to maintain the number of homegrown players, right? We need a striker, and he is the only homegrown striker realistically on the market this summer. So if we don't buy him, we have to look outside for a striker, which means we will have to look internally, as in English, for the other positions we want to strengthen on the club. And I don't think he'd have much options for the other position he wants available either. So he ticks the homegrown box. He ticks the Premier League proven box. He is the English captain. He will walk into the dressing room, and all the English players on our team will know that, hey, here's what our national captain is here, right? So therefore, expectancy levels have gone up. We can't BS we way onto Southgate side now because the man there in training with us day in, day out and giving Southgate a direct feedback as to what is going on. So the Sanchos of the world who seem to be, as you say, not putting in all that effort and not tracking back. Well, I have to understand that when I perform every day, I perform in front of my national captain. The man on the field with me, I can't pull stones, right? I agree with everything that is said on his capabilities, on his ability, on what he can bring to the club, especially the mentorship role, because we still don't know what's going on with MG11, right? And if MG11 is to stay at this club, he is going to need that role model figure. And despite what anybody else may say about Harry Kane, the man has never been reported as anything else other than a consummate professional, right? So, you know what? Sign him up.
Yeah, before Robert goes, I just want to say as well. I mean, so Eden Hazard set the bar for price of a player on their last year of contract. So Real Madrid paid 100 million for Eden Hazard on his last year of contract, and Harry Kane is miles better. So the precedent is set. I think if United can get Harry Kane for 70 million, that's a bargain.
Yeah,
Take it
that's
and
a
leave it.
bargain.
So
Well, also remember now there could potentially be a bidding war because Real Madrid now need a replacement for Benzema.
Yeah,
yeah,
but Kane not gonna leave England.
I can't see him leaving England. I just can't see him leaving England. His
Let's
family settled. He's
let's
going.
not forget one thing here, Jet. Let's not forget. Remember, remember who Chelsea just hired, right? That is when he picks up the phone and calls Harry, it's like, oh my boy, because Poch and Harry ring and finger,
Mhm.
right? So don't put
Chelsea
it
needs
past Chelsea to
I
get it in their head
Chelsea needs a lot
to
of
come and
sales for
dangle
that to
something in
happen, and they
front of them.
also have
Don't put
another
it
number
past
nine
them.
as well too because they have a certain Romelu Lukaku that's coming back as well. So and they need
Correct.
to sell a lot of players for that to happen. So
Mhm.
I mean, is it possible? Yes,
I
highly
don't, I
unlikely.
don't think I don't think they
Robert, you know,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't see Harry going to another London club. I think that would be a slap in the face for Spurs fans. So I can't see that happening. I
especially
think
No.
with no European football either.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 I
and
can't.
So Robert, I gotta get to you before we move on to our next topic, though.
Mhm. Yeah. No. No. I mean, I can't see him going Chelsea because I think Hurricane is loyal to Spurs too much for him to go Chelsea. You know, what I mean, I don't think he wants to tarnish his legacy with Spurs for Chelsea. And like I said, right, Chelsea has no European football. And why would Harry Kane go to Chelsea to play no European football at all? That makes no sense. I think his only move really and truly is to us. I think Real Madrid has their sights set on Mbappe, and they will move heaven and earth to get him. Because I know the president wants him because he wants him. Because you know how that guy is. You know, if he wants a player, he will move heaven and earth to get him. And I think that is who they're going behind. You know, and like I say, I can't see Hurricane leaving England. I think I will more see him staying at Spurs for a next year and then leaving on a free. And he will leave on a free to either come by us or I don't know. But if I was him, I would move now because in a year time, you don't know. You don't know what will happen. You don't know if we will buy some. Let's see, right? We buy Holland, and Holland comes here and just takes off. Why would we want to then get Hurricane on a free? We wouldn't need him.
Yeah, Kane. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, and then when it comes to Harry Maguire, you know, at the end of the day, Harry Maguire is English. At the end of the day, I mean, he is an English international. So we will get at least 40 for him. Only because he's English. Only because he's English. Yes, there are all the memes and the things, and yes, he is bad. But when he puts on that jersey for England, he plays very well. So I think in a Villa, he'll play very well. I think like in any kind of those kind of systems, he'll play very well. So if he wants to go to Spurs, I say we pay 120, you get Harry, we get Harry. Pay the money because it's either you pay the money to Spurs or we go look somewhere else. So that's what I would do. Pay Spurs 120 and Harry Maguire. And then let Levy say no. You know what I mean? So like you kind of forcing his hand then. You understand? Yeah. So
Don't forget now, before we move into our next topic, memes of the week, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as well too. And so without further ado, let's get into our second to last topic of the evening right now. And this is memes of the week. Robert, I know you're going to like this first one because I know you love to speak about this one a lot.
Yes. Yes.
The year of the bottle.
But
so for those who are not aware, both of these teams had very good chances at winning their respective leagues. Arsenal was on top for 93% of the season. And as many people on here predicted, they were like the elephant on top of a tree. You didn't know how you would get up there, but somehow inevitably they would fall off. And Dortmund had it up until the last match of the season and blew it. So that one pretty much is that explains that one. So for our next meme as well, when your friend starts driving 150 miles an hour and says, "I want my old Chelsea back."
Oh my word. You feel sorry, man. You feel sorry for them, man.
And so this one, I don't think I need to do any explanation for this one. This one just speaks for itself.
Oh yeah.
And last but certainly not least, we got about a minute and a half video clip for this one. We got a minute and a half video clip for this one. You should all enjoy this one.
Fam, I was driving, got the notification, and I nearly crashed my car. Imagine the ink on Postecoglou's contract hasn't even dried, and the bad news starts already. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Charles Dickens FC, fam. Harry Maguire, Tottenham, I'll take Jerry Maguire, Toby Maguire, Lizzie Maguire. I don't want Eric Cartman at centre-back, blood. Postecoglou plays a high line. This brother cannot run. Bro, he can't run like a car with no petrol, fam. He's got no legs like a snake, fam. Harry Pistorius, I'm not having it, blood. Yes, our defenders are useless. We got scrubs at the back. But Maguire's no better. He's a scourer at best. You either need to be fast or intelligent to play in defense, and we know we can't run. As for the intelligence, bruv, him defending is like watching Eddie Murphy roar or Delirious, fam. Nah, this better be a wind-up. The man moves like he's doped up on morphine. He's the last defender Postecoglou would need with the football that he plays. I got some good news, I got some bad news, FC. The only reason why I was happy with Postecoglou, was because of the football. But buying Harry Maguire, blood, that makes no sense. That's like buying Don Robbie or Combs, fam. Make it make sense, blood. If you told me I could pay £2.50 contactless for Harry Maguire's contract right now, I would take my £2.50 and go and buy a chicken patty, blood. Is man mad? But, bruv, Harry, bruv, end the stream, blood. This better be a wind-up. It can't be. It can't be real, fam. It can't be real, blood.
Man say Harry Pistorius,
Need I say any more after that?
And
No,
mine
I
done,
say
Robbie.
Maguire or Izzy Maguire.
On that note,
Go away, mama loca boo boo day. Shut your mouth, go away, mama loca boo boo day.
oi.
it's time for our last segment of the evening right now, and my favorite part of the evening: Top
Mm.
Shotter and Boo Boo Man. So for those who are not aware, those who are new to the channel, Boo Boo Man is just that one person. It could be a team, could be whatever you want. That just everything is going wrong for them. Can't Everything they touch just turns to boo boo. Top Shutter, on the other hand, is a complete opposite. Everything they touch turns to gold the moment the might is touched, everything like that. So as host, I will be going last.
Mm.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll go first. I'll go first.
All right, so
Um,
we'll go around the circle then.
yeah. I would say my top shotter for the week. Um, Unfortunately, I would have to give it to Pep. You know, for coming one step closer to a treble. I mean, I don't want to give him any props, but you have to. You know, as a football fan, you have to recognize when a guy is doing, good things. You know what I mean? So, um, no, I mean, I just say you kind of have. I don't want to. I don't want to, but you kind of. I don't want to, but yeah. And my boo boo, honestly, I don't know. I will have. I have to unfortunately give it to Davide here, you know, because you had one job, you know what I mean? And yeah, the, everyone is speaking about you. Everyone says they can't save. Everyone says they can't kick. You know what I mean? This is the final. Prove everyone wrong and prove me right because I tried to back up Davide here. I have tried for a long time, but I mean, just seeing that final and just seeing him kick balls and it always missing the player, always missing the player. The first goal, fair enough, I mean, it was a well hit goal. But that second goal, yes, the defenders had their part to play. That ball bounced twice. You know what I mean? A guy of David's skill should have saved that. It should have been 1-1. Carry us to penalties. You know what I mean? At least something, but and so I would have to say David here, unfortunately, is my boo boo of the week. Unfortunately.
All right, Zahir.
I'll start with the Bubu first. And that has to be jointly shared by Tottenham and Chelsea. Because with West Ham winning today, this now gives England eight teams in Europe next year. Us, City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Champions League. Liverpool, Brighton, West Ham, Europa League. And Aston Villa will be in the Conference League. You can tell me you would have seen a day when eight English teams in Europe and Tottenham and Chelsea not in that?
Hmm.
Nah, let us share Bubu on the week. Full alo. Right?
Mm.
My top shot of the week. I mean, we didn't mention it today, but the god of football himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, has announced his retirement. And despite what anybody else may think, I have always been a Zlatan fan. It is just, for me, everybody should hashtag dear to Zlatan. The man lived and played in a way that it just cannot be copied and it cannot be imitated. And for that, let me tell you something. If you haven't gotten a chance to look at it, find that clip on YouTube. It's on Twitter, but it's probably on YouTube. the clip with them introducing him onto the field at the San Siro for the last time, the way that announcer introduced Zlatan, and when they call him on the field, the announcer is literally screaming into the mic, Zlatan, and the whole crowd is screaming, Ibrahimovic. Listen, chill, bro, chill. For that first year of his time with us, which we will always refer to as the year of the lion, God bless Zlatan, and may he have a wonderful retirement.
One thing on that note, I was laughing about a quote I read about Zlatan where he spoke about the day after he retired. And the man said, "Today I woke up and it was raining. I thought even
Yeah.
God."
Say that again.
So the day after he retired, he said this quote: "Today I woke up and it was raining. I thought even God is sad."
Man say even God cry, eh?
You see that arrogance? We go miss it. We go really, really miss it.
I think the only other person who was
There will
able to get
never
away
be
with
another
that
Zlatan.
was this man behind me right here, George Best. That would have been the only other footballer I knew that could get away with quotes like that. So, Cass,
Alright, well, I didn't really study the Top Shutter and Bubu of the week, but off the top of my head, Top Shutter, I will say Sheikh Jassim. He made a boss move today. In a game of chess, he made a boss move today. Everything is is in the hands of the Glazers right now. And you're going, and everyone, he put the Glazers on display there. Because if they don't make the right choice, everybody's going to, well, we already know what they are, but everybody in the world is going to see what they really are. Right? Boo Boo Man, I mean, Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is one of the most hilarious managers in world football for me. Right? But how you go and look for the ref in the hallway after the game and and brace him hard? It has some suspensions coming there. Trust me. Right?
No, but
I mean,
UEFA investigated.
what's that?
No, but UEFA, they should have said that they invest in his conduct, eh? Referee and his decision.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he did get
He is
charged.
under investigation and may face charges based on decisions he made in that final.
Yeah, that penalty retake.
So
That retake.
don't blame Don Jose.
Right. So that is my
Jose was right.
top shot.
So now I have to go. I will start.
I feel
My mistake. My mistake.
Yeah, so I think my boo boo group of the week was Barca fans believing that Messi was coming back. Today I enjoyed it. I just looked at their status, I looked at their meltdown. I saw some Trinidad Barca fans say at least he's gonna be closer, so we could go to his game.
Yeah.
And top shot of the week, I would say David Moyes. He coached West Ham to survival, and he just won them, I think, their first European trophy. So, and I always have a soft place for David Moyes. I thought United didn't give him enough time, but yeah. I mean, top shot of the week is Moyes.
This is his first title too.
I think so. I think it's his major.
So I will go now, and I will start with my boo-boo man first. And that is the commissioner of the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan. So for those who are not aware of the reason why I brought him up with this is what he has just done is the definition of hypocrisy. So for those who don't follow golf at all that much, there was a breakaway league that was started back by Saudi Arabian funds. They call themselves the Live Golf Tour. The entire time, they also paid a whole bunch of athletes tons of money. Like I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars to defect from the PGA Tour and join the Live Golf Tour. There was a lot of disputes going back and forth between the PGA Tour and the Live Golf Tour. And the PGA Tour commissioner even went out to use 9/11 as an example of how wrong the Live Golf Tour was, how you're being backed by people that supported this and whatnot, how not to do it.
Wow.
Well, this week, guess what happened? He himself announced a merger between the PGA Tour and the Live Golf Tour. After all that,
money.
so my boo-boo man and hypocrite of the year goes to Jay Monahan.
No, the man got pay him money.
Like I said, my boo-boo man and hypocrite of the year goes to Jay Monahan. My top shout out has got to be West Ham. Congratulations for winning a European Cup before a lot of certain teams. Man City, I'm looking at you.
Before Arsenal.
Them too.
Yeah. Spurs.
So congratulations to West Ham.
Does this make West Ham a bigger team than Arsenal this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
This year for certain. But Arsenal will still argue invincible. So they'll argue invincibles left and right. So yeah. But gentlemen, it has been a great show. Robert, Arun, Kes, thank you so much. Thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the United Hour.